What an emotional day to be a pro wrestling fan. One of the first live impacts that we've had in a while, and the same day that Hulk Hogan died. Hulk Hogan died today. It's a very sad day in professional wrestling. The future is bright for TNA. Mike Santana faces Joe Hendry tonight. I'm not sure what this match means for Bound for Glory. Hopefully it means a lot. Hopefully it means Mike Santana stays in the title picture for Bound for Glory. Hopefully we get Mike Santana versus Trick Williams at Bound for Glory. And maybe not have another three-way bout. But on this sad, sad day that Hulk Hogan passed away, I read comments like Eric Bischoff, it hasn't sunk in yet. That's what Eric Bischoff said, that it hasn't sunk in yet. Kevin Nash says, I lost a brother. It's unreal when you think that Hogan's gone. As a fan who grew up watching the 90s, watching the NWO, and obviously when Hogan turned heel, changed the game forever. Hulk Hogan's heel turn was a tremendous landmark event in my professional wrestling fandom. I'll never forget when Hulk Hogan turned heel. It's just tremendous memories I have of when Hogan was part of the. And now it's past tense. Hogan is now past tense. Everything you say, Hogan is now past tense. It is unreal. And on this same day, TNA, the last place Hulk Hogan wrestled was TNA Wrestling. He faced Sting at Bound for Glory. As we head towards Bound for Glory, Hulk Hogan was the last opponent. Faced Sting at Bound for Glory. And now we head towards Bound for Glory in what is going to be one of the biggest moments in TNA history. It's a mixed emotions I have right now. I cannot believe that growing up, it was Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall. Scott Hall's dead. Hulk Hogan is now dead. It's unreal to me. 3/3, the majority of the NWO is now dead. Kevin Nash is the only one that's left. It's surreal. And Kevin Nash was counting those days until he's gone. I just don't want to think about it. But I know a lot of people have problems with Hogan because of some of the racial stuff he said. But Hogan was the biggest name the industry had ever seen. Hulk Hogan was the biggest name professional wrestling had ever seen. Hulk Hogan was the household name. And he didn't do it. The Rock was a big name, but The Rock did it because he went to Hollywood. Hogan did it in professional wrestling, where the Hulk Hogan had his success inside of professional wrestling. The Rock went outside of professional wrestling and had success and became a mega star. I said it earlier in the title of my video. Hulk Hogan dying to me is bigger than Michael Jackson dying. Hogan is that big. I just can't believe it. Hulk Hogan is dead. It's unreal. It's unreal to me. When I seen the news, I immediately checked other websites to see if it was clickbait. I said, it's got to be clickbait. It can't be real. But it's real. It's not clickbait, unfortunately. It's real life. Real life Hulk Hogan is dead. I don't know how all y'all feel about Hogan being gone, but to me, I feel like we've lost the biggest piece of wrestling history that we can ever imagine. Um, he, he he was the NWO. He was he was 80s wrestling. He was 90s wrestling. He he was Hogan knows best. I mean, one of the most successful shows on MTV. Hogan changed the landscape of professional wrestling in so many ways. And hell, whether you like it or not, look what Hogan did at TNA. I mean, I think all of that was negative. I didn't really care for what he did at TNA, but he changed TNA forever. He changed WCW forever. He changed the WWF forever. Hulk Hogan changed TNA. Hulk Hogan changed WCW. Hulk Hogan changed the WWF. Hulk Hogan changed every company he ever stepped foot in. And he changed it. Hell, he changed the AWA. I mean, that's why he got a job at the WWF. If he wasn't so successful in AWA, he wouldn't have went to the WWF. Hogan was everything to professional wrestling. Hogan was the man. Hogan Hogan was part of the most successful storyline in professional wrestling, the NWO. The NWO was the most successful storyline in all of professional wrestling, and if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan turning heel, that's not how it would be. It wouldn't have been the most successful storyline in professional wrestling. It was because of Hulk Hogan. And I don't know how y'all feel about that. For anybody who says they dislike Hogan, I get it. I get it. But you probably aren't a 90s wrestling fan. You're probably not an 80s wrestling fan. You're probably a fan that's been around the past 5 years and you don't have anything to base it off of. Hogan, if you are a fan of the past 5 years, know this: you wouldn't be if it wasn't for Hogan. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, way the WWF does business, the way the WWE does business, the way WCW went on to do business, the way Vince McMahon copied everything WCW did from going live, all of that was because of Hulk Hogan. And there would be no live Raws, there would be no live SmackDowns. There would be none of that without Hulk Hogan. None of that. There would be no live Raw. There would be no, because Raw was live because Nitro was live. And and the only reason that happened is because Hogan turned heel. It created the NWO, and there would without the NWO there'd be no D-Generation X. Without without Hulk Hogan there'd be no DX. There'd be no NWO. There, without Hulk Hogan, the wrestling business would not be what it is today. We'd still be stuck in what it was in the 70s, and no one would. Wrestlers wouldn't be making millions of dollars today. They'd still be making thousands of dollars instead of millions of dollars. Because Hulk Hogan changed the pay scale in professional wrestling. He was the first $1 million contract, and yeah, everybody around. Not only did he make $1 million, but everybody around him made $1 million. Scott Hall made $1 million. Kevin Nash made $1 million. Bill Goldberg made $1 million. So many '90s WCW guys made $1 million for the first time because of Hulk Hogan. In the '80s, he did the same thing. So many guys in the '80s made their first $1 million because of Hulk Hogan. It's unreal what Hogan has done for professional wrestling. And, and it's ironic that tonight Impact is live, and it's going to be the first live broadcast since Hulk Hogan died, first wrestling live broadcast since Hulk Hogan died. You would have to think that they're going to acknowledge it. The president of TNA Wrestling has already acknowledged it. The live crowd in attendance, there's going to be Hulk Hogan stuff everywhere. And the crowd's going to be torn because a lot of people don't like Hogan. A lot of people, but there's a lot of people who love Hulk Hogan. I hope that drowns it out. I hope the people who love Hogan drowns out the people who don't like Hogan. I hope the people who love Hulk Hogan drowns out the people who don't like Hulk Hogan tonight on TNA Impact. And we are an hour and 12 minutes until Impact goes live. An hour and 12 minutes until TNA Impact goes live. Cannot believe it. Joe Hendry takes on Mike Santana. The NXT Knockout Champion speaks live for the first time since winning the World Heavyweight title. We're going to hear from Leon Slater. That's going to be awesome. The Elegant Brand, the Inspiration, and it says question mark, so we don't know who that's going to be. I really can't wait to see where Elon Slater is going tonight. Elon Slater got endorsed by not only Moose, his opponent, but also got endorsed by AJ Styles at Slammiversary. And he won the X Division champion. He's the youngest X Division champion in company history. And he got endorsed by AJ Styles and Moose in the same freaking night. Moose put the title around him after he beat him. After Elon Slater beat Moose, Moose then turned him around and put the title on him. Moose endorsed him, gave him a standing elevation, raised his hand, and then out comes AJ Styles, and AJ Styles endorsed him and raised his hand. He could not have gotten a bigger passing of the torch than this. Elon Slater is the face of the X Division now, and he is the youngest X Division champion of all time. And tonight we're going to hear from him on Impact, so we get to see where they're taking the X Division come Bound for Glory. So many things going on in pro wrestling right now. I hope that Mike Santana wins. I hope this is a number one contender match. Mike Santana versus Joe Hendry. I hope Mike Santana wins. Hopefully, it sends Joe Hendry in his own feud, going for his own match at Bound for Glory. That's not related to the world title picture. And we get Mike Santana versus Trick Williams for the world heavyweight title. And we start the build towards that immediately. I don't really know where they could take the storyline, because the storyline is getting some age on it. They've had three-way in, but they haven't had single matches. They've only had one single match, and Trick cheated to win, so there's still enough room for the babyface to win cleanly. Mike Santana can win cleanly and still be a big deal. The only time that Trick Williams has beaten Mike Santana, he cheated. So there's a lot of room to grow this storyline. Mike Santana, I want to win the title at Bound for Glory. I want TNA to reclaim the Knockouts division at Bound for Glory. I want them to get all the titles back at Bound for Glory. I want them to have their television deal at Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is setting up to be the biggest show in company history for TNA, and it can all take place. It is in the ability for it to happen is they've set themselves up for it to happen. Bound for Glory, they can win all the TNA titles at Bound for Glory. They can win all the championships back at Bound for Glory. And that's why the NXT thing is so great. That's why this really works itself out, and why I'm really all for the NXT guys winning the titles, because it is something to build towards. You get this payoff when they beat them and overcome. When TNA overcomes NXT at Bound for Glory, it's going to be a huge payoff. When they win the women's title, they win the world title. Mike Santana wins the world heavyweight title, beats Trick Williams, and it's going to be so sweet, because it seems so bitter at Slammiversary. So it'll seem so sweet at Bound for Glory. I hope it's their biggest house. I hope they have the most fans they've ever had come Bound for Glory. I hope everything at Bound for Glory is tremendous. And we will see, right? How y'all doing tonight?
What is up, everybody? Fabulous Species here, coming off of an epic, a historic TNA Slammiversary. We are officially on the path to Bound for Glory, and we are kicking it off with a live TNA Impact tonight, where we will hear from the man who retained the TNA Championship, Mr. Trick Williams, as well as the NXT champion who shocked the world and is now double champ. Our Knockouts champion, Jacy Jayne, will also be here. And you want to hear from someone else? What about our new X Division champion, Leon Slater, is going to be here tonight. And, Trick did retain against Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. Well, those two face off tonight, so you're not going to want to miss it. And speaking of, some mystery things you don't want to miss, there is the Elegance brand. And they're facing off against the Inspiration. But the Inspiration's got a mystery guest that's coming in with them. I don't know. No one's told me. So I'm going to tune in just like you guys to see who it is, because I'm sure it will be inspirational. She will be inspiring. You see what I mean? So you better tune in live TNA Impact tonight on the TNA Plus app. Subscribe, tweet about it, do whatever you got to do, because it will be cannot miss. And I'll see you all there tonight. What is up, everybody?
I don't know the story with AJ Styles. I don't know if I believe it wasn't a one-off, but I know they want to finish his feud in the WWE.
Fabulous Species here, coming off of an epic.
They're scared he could get hurt. They're scared he could get hurt in TNA and mess up his WWE feud. So right now they're being very cautious with putting him in a match. But the end goal is to have him have a match, I believe, probably against Leon Slater. But right now, they want to make sure he doesn't get hurt until Dominique Mysterio. I think he's feuded with to the WWE. I don't watch WWE, so I'm not really familiar. But I know that they want him to finish that feud with Dominique Mysterio. So we will see. While you're commenting, I'd like to get your thoughts on the death of Hulk Hogan.
When I joined in January, we targeted tonight as everything that we would start doing as we would build all of this together. And, we went to LA together. and we kicked ass in LA. And now we're in New York City in a brand new arena, championship banners on the ceiling from other teams that play here, because everyone here are champions. And tonight we're going to set history for TNA. We're going to sell it out. The place is going to be rocking, and it's because of everything you all do in the ring. So thank you again for making it happen. We want to keep the tradition going. You know, we've had a lot of fun together. We've been doing some all-stars over these last few weeks.
Cannot believe Hulk
Everyone's going
Hogan's
to be an
gone.
all-star tonight.
Cannot
The place
believe
is
it.
going to be insane. But before we get into tonight, we wanted to just celebrate a couple people that get into tonight. We wanted to just.
I was saying it earlier. I don't know if I would be watching wrestling if it wasn't for the combination of Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall, the NWO. If it wasn't for Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall, I wouldn't be watching wrestling today. Well, Scott Hall's dead, and now Hogan's dead. So 3 of the guys that made me watch professional wrestling are now dead. Scott Hall's dead. Hogan's dead. Those 3, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan, is why I watch professional wrestling today. Let's see. What show are you going to tomorrow? Is it an indie show in England, or what show are you going to tomorrow? I'm assuming because you said Mum, you probably live in England. Well, congratulations on that, man. Congratulations. I hope the best for you. In the words of Hulk Hogan, it's not how good you are, it's how much money you make. that apparently that was if you watch TMZ with Ric Flair today, he told Ric Flair that it's not how good you are, it's how much money you make, because he obviously made more money than Ric Flair, but Ric Flair was obviously the better wrestler. So it's good that Ric Flair can laugh about something like that. Ric Flair was in tears. I don't know if you've seen the TMZ interview with Ric Flair. He was in absolute tears talking about Hulk Hogan. And we're headed towards Bound for Glory, the very event that Hulk Hogan's last match was. Bound for Glory. He faced Sting at Bound for Glory. It was his last match. His last match took place in TNA. Bound for Glory was facing Sting. It was a tremendous match. Had a great story. And we head towards Bound for Glory, where Hulk Hogan had his last match. Let me look it up. You're talking about Hulk Hogan's last match? Google. Hogan versus Sting was in 2011, October of 2011. October of 2011. Sting versus Hogan. It was in Philadelphia. There were many high-profile matches that evening, including Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode versus AJ Styles against Christopher Daniels, and the controversial Hulk Hogan opponent was Sting. No, not that Sting, a different Sting. I'm reading the Yahoo article about it. Hogan and Sting were fighting for the control of the company. The two gentlemen beat the snot out of one another for about 18 minutes. Towards the end, it looked like Hogan had defeated his challenger. The two were out of the ring, and the two face-painted Sting were hurled up against the metal barricades. Around ringside was the screaming Pennsylvania fans. In time, the action returned to the ring for a stunning reveal, with both beaten men bloodied and wrestling. Ric Flair trying to aid Hogan to no avail. Sting put Hogan in a scorpion deathlock, a move that involved the two guys rubbing their rear ends against one another. You can see all that for yourself on YouTube, by the way. That's just what the Yahoo article says. Even the referee was upset when Hogan finally tapped out. What drama. Holy shit, I wasn't even aware that his birthday was next month. I wasn't aware of that. I described it on my YouTube channel as the biggest death since Michael Jackson. I think this is as big as Michael Jackson. I think this is as big as Michael Jackson dying. He was Elvis Presley. He was Michael Jackson. Elvis was the king of rock. Michael Jackson was the king of pop. Hulk Hogan was the king of wrestling. I mean, anyone associated with professional wrestling has lost someone in their family, including the fan base. And I said it earlier, if you don't think Hogan was a big deal, you probably have become a fan in the past 5 years. Because if you knew when he went to TNA, whether you like what he did at TNA, and I don't like what he did at TNA. But whether you like what he did or TNA or don't like it, he changed TNA forever. What he did at WCW, which I really liked, he changed WCW forever. When he was in the WWF, he changed the WWF forever. This guy, wherever he went, he changed the industry. Tonight's live, by the way. I don't know if you know that. TNA's not always live, but tonight Impact is live. And it will go live in 53 minutes and 40 seconds. That's 53 minutes and 30 seconds. Yep. Now the WrestleMania main eventers for 1, 2, and 3 are dead. If you haven't gotten a chance yet, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Most of my videos are pretty positive towards TNA wrestling. I'm a big TNA wrestling fan. So if you like TNA, you'll love my channel. If not, I hope you'll still subscribe. Yeah, well, I was just talking about the TNA's got no belts. Well, there's Leon Slater. He's still the X Division champion, and he is a star. He got endorsed by Moose, and then he got endorsed by AJ Styles. And I think Mike Santana is going to win the world title at Bound for Glory, and I think they'll get the Knockouts title back at Bound for Glory. All this is to build Bound for Glory as the biggest show of the year, and all this is to build Bound for Glory as the biggest show of the year. So I know it would have been pretty awesome if Mike Santana would have won the world title in his hometown in New York City. I know how awesome that would have been, but you have to look at the bigger picture. How awesome will it be if TNA wins all the titles back at Bound for Glory? And how much of will that make Bound for Glory seem like the biggest show of the year? Well, I don't really care about TNA guys getting NXT titles, but I mean, if it's possible, why not? I mean, they're obviously not going to ultimately walk away with all the NXT titles and all the TNA titles, but if they can win back some NXT titles right now in the build to Bound for Glory, and then have, I think they're going to clean house at Bound for Glory, and I think that's the goal. And by the way, on this sad, sad day that Hulk Hogan passed away, TNA is live tonight, so you can expect. What do y'all expect? Do y'all expect to see a bunch of Hogan signs tonight? I expect to see a bunch of Hogan signs. I expect to hear a lot of Hogan chants. I hope I'm not breaking news to you. I hope you're not figuring out that Hulk Hogan died by my stream, because that's a really screwed up way to figure it out. I know that can take away from the show, what's going on in the storylines. So hopefully it doesn't happen in a Leon Slater match or a Leon Slater promo. Unless he can incorporate it into his promo and say how much he cared about the Hulkster and how much he grew up watching the Hulkster. Unless he can, if Leon Slater incorporates that in his promo tonight, that could be really a great way for it to catch traction with mainstream media. I would like to see Leon Slater mention Hogan by name. He talked about how much he was a fan of AJ Styles. If you're a fan of AJ Styles, one has to assume you're probably a fan of Hulk Hogan. I mean, I don't know. I know he's a TNA kid, and that tells me he's a fan of the business. Period. I think it could be really a way to get to know Leon Slater if he was to bring it up in his promo. I think it'll get brought up tonight. Yeah, I mean, my child's mixed. My child's mother is black, so obviously hearing what Hogan said about black people really hurts me. I don't like it at all. But it doesn't change the fact that I realize what Hogan did for professional wrestling. No, what is Chelsea Green's reaction to Hulk Hogan? I'm guessing it's really negative. I don't know. I mean, what's her reaction to Hulk Hogan dying? I'm guessing it's pretty negative. We're 46 minutes and 20 seconds away from Impact going live, baby. 46 minutes and 15 seconds from Impact going live, baby. Let's see. Reactions to Hulk Hogan's death. Well, that's good. I was expecting it to be kind of nasty, thinking she was just looking for attention. She had a normal reaction. A normal reaction is getting sad and upset because it sucks. It's part of life, though. It is part of life. But it sucks. But I'm glad it's not what I was thinking. I was thinking she was trying to get attention and she just said some undermined shit just to get media attention. I'm sure there's going to be a few that do that. Charlotte Flair said, "When I nearly lost my dad 8 years ago, one of the few people who was there for all of us was Hulk Hogan. My heart breaks for Nick and Brooke. Rest in peace, brother." That was what Charlotte Flair said. We haven't even talked about the fact that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are starting their little wrestling, freestyle wrestling league. And Bischoff yesterday, Eric Bischoff yesterday said that that the freestyle wrestling league would not have been picked up by national television if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. So that makes me wonder: is it still going to be a thing? Is freestyle wrestling on television still going to be a thing since Hulk Hogan's dead now? Lee Greenwood said, "Our hearts are with Hogan's family, the millions of fans and friends across the world, as we mourn this heartbreaking loss." How about this one? Vice President J.D. Vance. Hulk Hogan was a great American icon, Vance 40 wrote. "One of the first people I ever admired as a kid. The last time I saw him, we promised we'd get beer together. Next time we saw each other, the next time we'll have to be on the other side. My friend, rest in peace." That was the vice president of the United States. Now, I don't know where you stand politically, but it's not often that a wrestler dies and the vice president comments. I think they will. I think they'd be crazy not to. I think TNA would be crazy not to. Um, I think TNA should do. That's how they should open the show, is with a moment of silence for Hulk Hogan. I think TNA should open the show that way. But I mean, like I said, I don't know how political people are, but the vice president of the United States commented about Hogan's death. Sergeant Slaughter said, I guess God needed an incredible angel. Rest in peace. Triple H said he was type of what it meant to be a superstar, a global citizen that inspired millions to work hard at whatever it was they wanted to accomplish, and look, that made him recognizable to fans across the world. There was no one like the Hulkster, and there very well may never be another. My family sends their condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Hush, self.
Daddy,
Yeah.
me and Grandma have a drink, and Grandma wants it out of the freezer. If I want it in.
Hold on one second, y'all. Here, take this beer boat.
Wait, pee.
I really think TNA should do a moment of silence. I would like to see all the wrestlers standing on the stage. I'm glad his last match took place in TNA. The history books will always have to look back at that and go, TNA is where Hulk Hogan had his last match. There's nothing they can do to change that. Hulk Hogan's last match took place at TNA and Bound for Glory. Steen wrote, let's see, Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all, can't thank you enough for all that you did for me and for wrestling fans all over the world. I love you and I will miss you. My friend, Terry Bollea, rest in peace. He concluded. The people who are commenting is a who's who of professional wrestling. Hell, it's a who's who of. Did Hogan do anything in New Japan Pro Wrestling? I don't know. Did Hogan ever do anything in New Japan Pro Wrestling? They're a wrestling company. They should honor him regardless whether he did or didn't. But let's see how much longer. 34 minutes until Impact goes live. 34 minutes. Let's see what. Not that I think much of Vince McMahon, but I will read what he put. The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time, someone who loved and admired around the world. He was trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into a global phenomenon. His grit and unbreakable thirst for success were unparalleled and made him constant performer. He gave everything he had to the audience whom he appealed to, respected, and loved. He loved us with one of his favorite expressions: take your vitamins and say your prayers. Today we pray for him. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. We will see. We will see. I was just reading that last comment you made about Sting going to TNA tonight, or at least to do a cameo to talk about Hulk Hogan. That seems to make sense. But I don't know if they can put it together that quick, unless they did it over the phone or something like that. Just reading over Twitter, seeing what Twitter's saying about Impact tonight. Everybody's talking about Hulk Hogan. Well, I said earlier, Hulk Hogan is the NWO is why I watch wrestling. Was because of Hulk Hogan and the NWO. Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall. Let's see. When someone gets hit. Somebody should do the leg drop tonight to tribute to Hulk Hogan. Somebody should do the leg drop. I would like to see a bunch of people for the Hulkamania year. The Hulkamania year. You're going to do the Hogan? Oh, Hulkamania. Running wild, brother. Hulkamania. 22 minutes and 4 seconds. 21 minutes and 57 seconds until Impact goes live. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne died this week as well. And the guy from The Cosby Show also died. The guy from The Cosby Show. Yeah, I got a question. You think Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana will actually end tonight? Or do you think there'll be like a breakup of the match? There'll be like a disqualification? Do you think the match will actually be completed? Do you think that Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana tonight will actually end? And I don't know if it's a number one contender match, but I hope it's a number one contender match. If it is, I want Mike Santana to win. I want it to be Mike Santana versus Trick Williams for the TNA title at Bound for Glory. No, there's no way the title's changing until Bound for Glory. There's no way the title's changing until Bound for Glory. There's no way they're going to change it on one of the TNA Plus pay-per-views. They're definitely. I mean, I know all the pay-per-views are on TNA Plus, but there's certain ones, the Saturday night pay-per-views. It's definitely going to change on a Sunday night Bound for Glory pay-per-view. I haven't seen it. Mike Santana, that's who I want to defeat Trick Williams. Mike Santana at Bound for Glory. I think that's what they're building towards. We'll know what they're building towards at the end of tonight's Impact, but I think it's Mike Santana versus Trick Williams at Bound for Glory. I think AJ Styles will go in a match against Leon Slater. If he has a match in TNA, I think that'll be versus Leon Slater. I'm not sure how long Trick Williams has been. He's been the world champion since Battleground. He's been the world champion since Battleground. Let's ask Google. How many days has Trick Williams been the world champion? "52 days" is what Google says. Trick Williams has been the TNA World Champion for 52 days as of July 24th. According to Daily DDT and Wrestling NewsCon, he won the title on May 29, 2025. That's not a long time, actually. Let's see. 10 minutes and 52 seconds until Impact goes live. 10 minutes and 52 seconds until Impact goes live. Emergence is on August 15th, Friday, August 15th. So that'll be one of their smaller pay-per-views, Emergence, on August 15th. Emergence is on August 15th. I don't understand this. Frankie Kazarian just tweeted Impact starts now. My TV says there's 8 minutes until Impact starts. So maybe Frankie Kazarian's in a dark match right now. I think Frankie Kazarian might be in a dark match. Frankie Kazarian just said Impact starts now on Twitter. Yeah, he died of cardiac arrest. We're 5 minutes and 55 seconds. 5 minutes and 55 seconds until Impact goes live. 5 minutes and 50. Okay, now we're 5 minutes and 40 seconds until Impact goes live. Here we go, baby. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's TNA Impact. We'll be live internationally on our YouTube channel. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I hope you stick around for Impact tonight. I just got a service error on TNA Plus. I guess I could switch to YouTube if it goes out tonight. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube. I think I'd be able to watch it on YouTube. I guess I gotta watch it on TNA Plus. I can't find it on YouTube really fast. We're at 59, right? So we're minute and kicking. Live event starting soon, what the screen says. Well, I'm excited too. Hopefully we're not getting excited to get real sad. All right, it's 8 o'clock. My stream hasn't kicked over, so it says live event starting soon. Hush, Stella. Here we go. Hulk Hogan, 1953.
Today, the world learned of the passing of the biggest icon in the history of professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan. His contributions to this company and the entirety of this industry will never be forgotten. TNA Wrestling is deeply saddened by this news, and we send our condolences to the fans, friends, and family of Hulk Hogan.
Jayne is not alone.
When Masha Slamovich was young, her family immigrated from Russia to right here in New York City. It's her home in Brooklyn, New York. It's winner takes all. Title versus title at Slammiversary.
Now with the knockout world title belt, face first into the turnbuckle, the rolling encore.
Oh my God. As of now, both of TNA's world titles are in the hands of NXT wrestlers. Leon Slater, a self-proclaimed TNA kid, walking in now to one of the largest events in the history.
It just seems so huge right now.
Pressure being too much. The face of the franchise has his own custom X Division Championship belt. He currently sits with the second longest X Division Championship reign of all time. Slater and Moose will battle for this prestigious championship.
What an awesome match.
450, Leon Slater is the youngest X Division champion of all time. Wait a second. We always dreamed of this day. AJ Styles has come home.
You know, it's been a long road. Here I am in this ring, in this company where my name was built. I am the phenomenal AJ Styles. The lights are a little bit brighter here. The crowd is a little bit louder here. You've already made history tonight. The next step is to make your legacy. Ladies and gentlemen,
Leon Slater.
the new TNA X Division champion, Leon Slater.
From the first face of TNA Wrestling to now the future of TNA.
Are the rascals coming in here with a substitution? These boys
Sounds like Glory's going to be so huge.
They run thick.
This seems huge right now.
Ladder match. He's never been in a ladder match. Just Hardy, the 3 of them is a ladder match. Oh, Hardy's done it again. And they have 3 of them in every last scenario they have walked into. Oh, my God. The TNA Hall of Famer, one half of Team 3D, is fully ready. I got a damn good reason why I'm here. Bound for Glory. Hardy's, Team 3D, one last match.
Joining us here on commentary for our main event, because of course, Frankie, you have to make this about you. Joe Hendry is seeking his redemption.
It was amazing.
Wants to bring our world title home in his home of New York.
Bound for Glory is going to be just as freaking amazing.
Oh, you son of a bitch, Frankie! Get the hell out of here, Frankie! Medical staff and referees checking on Trent Williams. Stand the block! Trent Williams! Throw it out, Santana! Trent Williams is gonna steal this one! Damn it!
The TNA's world titles are in the hands of NXT wrestlers. When will this nightmare end?
We are officially on the path to Bound for Glory.
It is my destiny. It is the truth I seek. In this world I find a way to cross the line. I'll be doing my thing. I'll be spinning the other way. Yes, TNA Impact Live.
Tonight we're in Kingston, Rhode Island for a fallout from one of the biggest and most successful events in the history of TNA Wrestling, Slammiversary. We are officially on the path to Bound for Glory. Welcome everyone. TNA Impact is live. And we kick things off with the director of authority.
Please welcome the TNA Director of Authority, Santana, the
Santana is attempting to lead by example earlier on this week with NXT. Confronted Ethan Page, and this coming Tuesday night live on NXT. Santana will challenge Page for the NXT North American Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TNA Impact! Last Sunday, Slammiversary. Wow, it was epic. It was historic. We saw passion. We saw sacrifice. We saw history. But we also saw something, and I'm going to be honest here, it's not sitting well with me. You see, both the TNA World Championship and the TNA Knockouts World Championship are currently both in the hands of NXT talent. So let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. I'm going to do everything I can to rectify this situation. You see, the TNA locker room, we are warriors. We are the best wrestlers in the world. And I'm going to do everything to put the right people in the right positions to reclaim that gold, including myself. We're going to take back our gold because it belongs to TNA. And you know what? maybe we're going to take a little bit of their old food. I'm talking to you, Ethan Page. I'm going to see you this Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, this I promise.
Again, Santana Marella attempting to lead by example, but here's someone who has got to be ticked off after Slammiversary. We saw title versus title. Winner takes all between Jacy, Jayne, and Masha Slamovich this past Sunday. Jayne made history, becoming the first double champion simultaneously between TNA and WWE.
Not the kind of history we wanted to make at Slammiversary. But it is what it is, and you have to imagine that Slamovich is none to please. And I don't think patience is her strong suit.
Santino, I didn't come out here to thank you for your pep talk. I came out here to get what's mine. I was the TNA Knockout World Champion. I carried that division on my back. I beat every single person that you put in front of me. And at Slammiversary, Jacy, Jayne, you stole that title from me. I want my contractual rematch, and I want it next week.
You want your contractually obligated rematch? You got it! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make it official right now. Next week, it's going to be Masha Slamovich versus Jacy Jayne for the TNA Knockout World Championship. Not wasting any time, but apparently neither is the system.
There was an up and down night at Slammiversary for the system as these former tag team championship partners, Slamovich and Edwards, pass each other by, but we saw how the system's Eddie Edwards, JDC, Brian Myers, and Matt Cardona defeated NXT's Dark State. Meanwhile, Moose lost his X Division championship to the youngest in charge, Leon Slater.
But in doing so, Tom, we saw a side of Moose we haven't seen in many,
You
many
want
years.
to know something?
Shared between the face of the franchise and the youngest in charge.
System made a lot of enemies over the last year and a half, but you can't deny their methods.
Santino, she said how there are warriors in this company. Warriors who are willing to stand up and fight for what TNA believes in. And you're right. The proof is right here in front of you, Santino. Right here. See, at Slammiversary, we weren't just representing the system. No. We were representing that locker room. We were representing TNA Wrestling as a whole. As we went out to that ring, we stood across from Dark State, and we sent them packing back to NXT. When you talk about legacy, Santino, hell, I have been here for a long time now. And I have done everything in my power to help this company succeed. I have bled for this company. I have watched this company fall. And yeah, I'll be honest, at times, I've been one of those trying to take this company down. But Santino, those days are long gone now. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit around and let some outsiders come in here, come into our house and try to take something that does not belong to them.
You see, Santino, these three letters right here, these colors, this logo, this brand means everything to the system. TNA Wrestling isn't some little pit stop for us in our wrestling careers, no. TNA Wrestling is the system's home.
Peace out, man.
What's up, town? Santino, if TNA is going to war, we'll be your soldiers. Because the system does not crack under pressure. We are the pressure. Hit him with it, big man. You see, I've accomplished almost everything here in TNA. At this point in my career, it's not about titles. It's not about championship, but it's about building a legacy that makes my name synonymous to TNA. Just like the phenomenal AJ Styles. And when I wrestled Leon Slater, he reminded me why I love TNA so much. Why I will go to war with every man and woman in that locker room. Because we scratch, we crawl, we sweat, we bleed, we fall, but we get our asses back up and continue to fight. And that's exactly what Leon Slater did. And that's why he deserves. No, that's why he earned the right of being the youngest X Division champion in TNA history. And that's why he's going to take the X Division to brand new heights, which brings me to my next point, the TNA World Championship. Our current champion, who just got here, is already calling himself the face of TNA. Well, a wise man once told me, you don't need to carry a title to be the face of a company. You see, Eddie, we've been here for just about a decade, and we've seen people come, and we've seen people go, and all those people call themselves the face of TNA. But I can look you in your eyes, Eddie, and call you the heart and soul of TNA. And you can look me in mine and call me the face of the franchise, because we've been through the ups, we've been through the downs, we've been through the indifference, we've been made fun of, we've been criticized, we've been ridiculed, but we keep waving that TNA flag. We keep putting TNA on our backs and carrying this company through thick and through thin. And now I know what I must do next. And it's as easy as 3 words. Whoop that trick. Hell of a statement by Moose, but ask and you shall receive. And the current TNA World Champion is not alone. Drake Williams, accompanied by AJ Francis and Jacy the Moron, first class. Hey, yo, cut the music. Hey, yo, Moose, sit your bobblehead ass down. So let me get this straight. You go out there to Slammiversary, you lose your title to Leon Slater, and the first thing you come out here and do tonight is mumble over your words and call out Trick Williams. You must be stupid. Let's be clear. This is my house now. I'm the man who took out the average Joe. I'm the man who took out the loud and proud Boricua Mike Santana. I'm the man who brought TNA the largest attendance of all time. Damn it, this ain't TNA no more. This is Trickin' A. Ooh, yeah. Now, Moose,
I don't care if you're on a mission. I don't care if you grab the system. I don't care if you grab the Detroit Pistons. You still don't got enough firepower for first class drinking. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, you can go order 4 more like Mustafa Ali, and you still can't see me. I am the present. I am the man. This is Tricky Nate now, and you, Moose, are the.
So Tricky have a lot to say, so how about this? How about you wobble your ass down here, break Uncle Phil and Pink and the system, the greatest faction of all time. We'll show you how we do things here at TNA.
Well, it seems like Order 4 may have taken objection to being called out here, and the arena, the impact zone, is getting a little crowded.
Mustafa Ali, who dispatched Cedric Alexander to kick off Slammiversary this past Sunday.
Mr. Williams, let's not talk about it. Let's make sure you never mention my good name again, because if you do, I'll bury your ass like my name's The Undertaker. Now all this talk about the greatest faction and TNA, it's definitely not second class, and it's definitely not some broken down old system, no. The greatest faction in TNA is Order 4. So now I demand that all of the citizens of TNA rise and give me a proper round of applause. As I take my rightful spot as the leader of the greatest faction of all time. Oh, Eddie Edwards just cracked Mustafa Ali! The fight is on! The security's involved! The melee has broken out here! The system in Order 4 clashing in the impact zone! Santana Morella is calling for security! Everything! Look at this first class and Trick Williams just looking on, laughing! It is chaos in the impact zone!
There's a live shot. They're sticking with the action. There's a live shot of the ring. They're splitting them up. They're all getting out of the ring now. There's actually a guy sweeping the ring. There's a guy sweeping the ring real quick. There must be a tag match coming out. He's undoing the tag lines. There's a camera on the announce table, so they must be going to come live back to the announce table. There's a camera facing the announce crew. I know they're doing this probably because it's live this week, but I wish they did this every week where they had this live insider preview of what's going on. Here comes the ring girl, I bet. I mean, the announce table, I bet. Backstage.
I see what's going on here. The tension was on the floor. Okay, the line is flashed. But listen, there's too much chaos going on here right now. I see the sword coming. Three factions fighting for supremacy. We cannot have this. Okay, just give me a night to think about it. I gotta figure this out. It's going on right now. You guys have my back in Slamovich. That's all we just have out there. Need my help? Got your back. You know what? Just gave me an idea. Since you guys are now on the same page, how about we have a little bit of a reunion here, right? You know the Myers, the Edge Major guys, against the Great Hands. You guys, you're going to face this Flash Millions next week. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's good. You got it right.
Always ready. There we go.
Well, some of this faction warfare looks like it might start to get settled sometime soon here.
And we'll see Matt Cardona and Brian Myers against the Great Hands on tonight.
Shut your mouths! I want you all to shut your mouths because the personal concierge has something to say. You know, they say what we do in life echoes in eternity. So I spent the past week Googling Rhode Island, researching to see what you've done to echo in eternity, and I found absolutely nothing! Zero! Nada! And do you want to know why? Because you're all a bunch of losers! Degenerates! In fact, you're miserable. You've done nothing with your lives. But I'm going to give you something to cheer for. I'm going to give you something to be happy for. Winners, something that will actually echo in eternity. So welcome the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions of the World and M, the Elegance brand. We have all this chitter, chatter, battle, back and forth groups, factions all fighting each other. In my opinion, the most dominant and definitely the most beautiful faction in all of TNA is standing right before you.
I want to take you back to this past Sunday. It was the countdown to Slammiversary, which you can relive anytime on demand on TNA Plus. We saw the Elegance brand defending the Knockouts World Tag Team titles against the Inspiration. Down the stretch, the Inspiration wanted the Idolizer. Heather with the spear, then this M with that torch. Lady Liberty. The referee never saw it. Ash by Elegance hit rarefied air, and the Elegance brand retained the Knockouts World Tag Team titles.
By any means necessary, the Elegance brand stays on top. Let's not forget, Ash by Elegance also in her back pocket is that #1 contender to the Knockouts World title. That is power.
And their opponents, first, the team of Jacy and Jacy McKay. This is the Race
After the Elegance brand stuck away with the titles this past Sunday at Slammiversary, the Inspiration got right in the face of the entire brand, challenged them to a 6 knockout tag team match tonight live on Impact, and said they were, quote, going to bring a friend to team with them against the Elegance brand.
Look, these two are so mean to me that I have a hard time believing they have a friend, but apparently they have come here with backup. I'm very curious to see who that is.
Jacy Lee, Jacy McKay, the Inspiration, former Knockouts World Tag Team champions in their own right. The question is, who do they get? Who's their friend? Help them team up against the Elegance brand. Oh, well, look who's back.
and our tag team partner from Deuce City, New Mexico, Masha
Santana, who we've seen compete in a TNA ring, however, was crossing the line to do so earlier on this year. Now, Masha set to team up with the Inspiration.
That is a provocative pick, if I do say so myself. I'll be curious to see how well these three team together. Again, the Elegance brand, the ultimate united front. This one should be interesting.
A surprise for the Elegance brand here live on TNA Impact. Sade set to team up with Lee and McKay against Ash, Heather, and Amber. You talk about how Ash by Elegance is the #1 contender to the Knockouts World Championship. However, we learned before the commercial break, it's been made official for Santana next week. Masha Slamovich will get her contractual rematch for Slammiversary against Jacy, who is currently the Knockouts World Champion and the NXT Women's Champion.
So you have to imagine that Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand have their keepers, have their eyes very close on that. Can you imagine the Elegance brand had both the Knockouts Tag Team titles and the Knockouts World Championship? Oh, talk about elegance.
And what is the Elegance brand doing?
Look, showing how tall they can truly be. They rise together.
M is leading.
And she's even taller.
They've been playing charades this whole time, Ray Wolf. And now M is Jacy McKay.
Oh, the low down tactics there from McKay.
Big shot right to the face. M, the most recent product launch by the Elegance brand tag made. Jacy is legal.
And the user reviews are in, and they are spectacular. 5 out of 5 stars for M by Elegance on most aggregated sites.
Well, M did help Ash and Heather retain the international tag team titles. The countdown to Slammiversary, the rest of the brand supporting M, Sade, shoulder to shoulder with McKay and Lee.
But to break down here. Now that is inspiring.
Oh, wait a minute now. This is iconic.
It's disgraceful is what it is.
The Elegance brand is in some trouble right now, and Morris today sending end to the outside.
Wait there. Whoa!
And now the Inspiration on the attack.
Not done yet. Look out!
She's gonna fly.
Shane wipes out the entire brand. And the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions get back in it. The Inspiration and Morris today are in control live on Impact.
Let's see what they do during this commercial break. Oh, we get a live shot again. It's the same one as before, but obviously there's a match going on this time. Oh, no, there it is.
And this 6-person tag team matchup continuing now. The Inspiration taking control here.
It's inspiring. That's iconic, Ray Walt. What's your problem? What's your problem with the Inspiration?
They're mean to me.
You deserve it.
I simply say their names properly, and they punched me in the stomach for it today.
And the Jejuna.
What, did you curse at me?
No, that's a part of the small intestine.
That sounds filthy.
This is M in control here.
Great way to
Jacy
end the match. Absolutely. Turning this match around the way it should be. The Elegance brand on top.
This is Heather Bile.
That's funny. The way that sounded. The Elegance brand should be on top.
Heather's grown by
Sounds
leaps and
really
bounds,
well.
some would say.
You know how it sounded.
This brand safe enough. I think it's pretty safe.
Best part is he didn't leave right. It sounded like that.
The Elegance brand doesn't do anything halfway. They went all the way. They brought in her. They brought in and elevated her.
What is happening? And now Ash is taking Morris today's lollipop.
Look, I will never, I never condone taking someone else's food and putting it in your mouth, but either way, sending a message clearly. Ash by Elegance here is in the cover.
Cover.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And a kick out there by Jacy McKay.
Could have counted to 15.
The shenanigans there by Ash by Elegance ticked off Jacy and Morris today. That drew the attention of our referee, Paige Prince of Volleyball.
All kinds of chaos in the 6 knockout stag. That's for absolutely sure.
Ash through the ropes.
I think there's an opening there for Jacy McKay to get a tag.
A tag's been made. Heather is legal. And now it's Cassie Lee taking a shot there at M by Elegance.
Gonna turn the matchup around. Sting check.
Now Cassie, a knee strike in the corner, going after Heather. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, and Heather sending Cassie to the outside. Tag made.
Great counter there by Heather. And oh! The relentless side of Ash by Elegance. I hope both Masha Slamovich and Jacy Jayne have their eyes on this one.
Oh, face first into the apron.
Not done yet. Now here's where Ash by Elegance can get things done.
Cover hook to the leg by Ash and a kick out by Cassie Lee.
I have to say the aggression from Ash by Elegance lately has been very much enjoyed. I think it's up her game. Not just a pretty face, that's for damn sure. Now Cassie Lee trying to get a vertical base here. Break free and does so.
Ash by Elegance trying to build momentum. Ash and the Elegance brand can pick up the victory here. We really felt Ash propelling her towards that future knockout world title shot.
No doubt about it. Great job of isolating Cassie Lee here. Trying to squeeze the life out of the challenger here. Can Cassie Lee find a way back, find an opening to get to it?
We're coming out of the commercial break.
TNA Impact is live in Kingston, Rhode Island on the campus of the University of Rhode Island. Cover here in a kickout. This is a 6 knockouts tag team match of the Elegance brand up against the Inspiration and Mara Shade, the surprise friend of the Inspiration that Jacy and Jacy alluded to this past Sunday at Slammiversary.
Definitely a surprise debut here on Impact. But right now, the Elegance brand about to spoil that surprise.
Oh, and now the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Ash and Heather, plus M going to work. There's a cover by M trying to end this thing, and a kick out. Still to come tonight on this live episode of TNA Impact in our main event. Fall out with the main event of Slammiversary. Joe Hendry goes one-on-one with Mike Santana for the first time ever. Also, we will hear from the brand new, the youngest X Division champion of all time, Leon Slater, this evening. Also, Jake Something will face Manswarder in a no disqualifications match following their dispute on the countdown to Slammiversary.
Cover here by Heather, keeping it away. Cassie Lee kicks out.
And also, we are going to hear from the double champion, the NXT Women's Champion, and the reigning TNA Knockouts World Champion, NXT's Jacy Jayne, later on tonight.
As right now, the Elegance brand continues to just be dominant in this one. Cassie Lee cannot get out of the blocks.
Referee backing off Ash by Elegance, and M is on the attack. The referee trying to control Jacy McKay and Mara Shade.
Using the sandbox of the ring to their advantage. Wise move by the Elegance brand.
As in Cassie Lee hitting in the center of the ring. We learned at the top of the broadcast, our director of authority, Santana Morella, next week, Masha Slamovich will get her contractual rematch for the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Jacy Jayne. We'll see later on tonight. Don't forget, Ash by Elegance is the #1 contender to the Knockouts World Championship. But the Elegance brand has plenty of enemies. You can see how Jacy McKay and Shade fought off the rest of the brand.
Cassie Lee was so close to the tag there. A distraction from the rest of the Elegance brand definitely helped, but now the window's open.
Drop toe hold. Laura Shade is tagged into the match.
As early going to able to shut down both Heather and M by Elegance here.
Shade, a debut and a return, all rolled into one, has competed in a TNA ring. However, spent 4 years in WWE. Breaking out is Mara Shade.
No doubt, turning this matchup on its head. Impressive official debut here.
Got the DDT on the corner. Is it enough to beat the Elegance brand? Broken up by Ash.
Great wherewithal from the #1 contender to the Knockouts World title.
Now the personal concierge up on the corner distracting the referee. However, Jacy McKay got involved, took out Ash. Oh, and a stunner by Heather.
This one's starting to break down in all kinds of ways.
Heather into the corner, tag made. Heather's been all over this match of directing traffic.
What is this? Some teamwork coming into play here for the Elegance brand.
M and Heather working together.
Amazing! Amazing!
Covered by Heather on Shade. Oh, a kick out.
Incredible double team action from the Elegance brand, but credit where it's due to the resilience of Mara Shade.
Heather and M have got to regroup.
Elegance brand has the advantage though right now. I spoke to you soon. Wait, not like this. Don't let this happen.
No tag option for Heather in the corner, but there's Cassie Lee of the Inspiration. Mara Shade tags in. Jacy McKay tags in.
This one shut down.
The Idolizer to put away the Elegance brand. The inspiration of him, the Knockout Point Tag Team Champions.
Your winners, Masha Slamovich, and the
Absolutely chaotic matchup, but in the end, the inspiration able to hit the idolizer in the center of the ring. No doubt about it. 1, 2, 3. And secure a win for themselves in the debuting Jayne.
And she's certainly thinking about a future Knockouts World title shot, but with the Elegance brand, have to worry about the inspiration again.
Oh, their new friend certainly made an impression on the Knockouts division.
Right now, it's time for the TNA Injury Report, presented by Bioflex, the exclusive recovery partner of TNA Wrestling. Our broadcast colleague, Gia Miller, sustained multiple bruises and a minor head injury following an unprovoked attack by Tessa Blanchard at Slammiversary. Gia is currently under medical observation and will be sidelined as a precaution. Due to the severity and nature of the incident, Tessa Blanchard has been suspended indefinitely. Moose suffered a hip contusion during his hard-fought match against Leon Slater at Slammiversary for the X Division Championship. Moose is being monitored closely by TNA's medical team and is considered day-to-day. Jacy Navarro of First Class re-aggravated a previous knee injury during the unbelievable ladder match for the TNA World Tag Team title at Slammiversary. Navarro has begun treatment and he will be re-evaluated in the coming weeks. This TNA Injury Report is presented by Bioflex.
Mike Santana, would love to get your thoughts about what happened at Slammiversary. Indy Hartwell. Indy, hello. Big win for you against Tessa Blanchard at Slammiversary. What's next for you?
Well, first off, Gabby, I just want to say, what happened at Slammiversary after my match, Tessa attacking Gia for no reason, was pathetic. But now that Tessa's out of the picture, I can finally focus on what I came here for, and that is to become Knockouts World Champion.
Hey, Andy, I'm not very good at this stuff, but I just want to say thanks for last week. You know, I already needed it. I just want to stick together. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, ladies, I just want you to know I've been watching you very closely. And I'm officially a mentor. That's right, mentor. And I think you both have great potential, especially you, Indy. I mean, after all that last week, you just overcome.
Oh yeah, after all that, you were part of the Gmail ambush. You think I want you to mentor me?
No. That was the past. Right now it's the present, and mentorship is about growth and dedication.
Hey, if you're gonna mess with Indy, okay, how about Santana? Try it with me.
You know, that's a great idea. I will go get Santino and give you the match that you're looking for, since I'm your mentor and your mentor. Get it?
She's your mentor. Is she your mentor? She's not my mentor. Is she a mentor? She's got authority. She's not my mentor.
They've cut down. Son of a bitch. Somebody is at ringside pumping up the live crowd. I see him. I can't tell who it is, or if I would even know who it is. He's got a red shirt, like a red jersey on. He just sat down at ringside. He's in the corner.
It's gotta be us. 23 years I've given this place. 23 years. And look at the state it's in. Look at the condition it's in. Outsiders are everywhere. They're taking over. And we've got to do something about it. We've got to fix it. Joe Hendry doesn't want it. Like Santana, he couldn't get it done. Maybe they don't want to fix it. Maybe that was a choice by them. Maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe I've got to initiate the change. Maybe I've got to fix it. I'm the only one seeing clearly. I'm the only one that can see the truth. I'm the one that has to do it. I look like this.
I better to think what this young means by cleansing TNA.
Not there.
Please welcome the new
Leon Slater.
Division Champion, Leon
The
Slater.
man undefeated moves at Slammiversary to become the youngest X-Division champion of all time. But got a phenomenal surprise from the returning AJ Styles. A surprise to all of us. So, we've already made history tonight. The next step is to make your legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the new
TNA X Division Champion, Leon Slater. And you see Leon Slater here, the new X Division champion, has the classic X Division title now around his waist as the youngest champion ever. Hey! Yo, Rhode Island, we did it! Hey, man. Hey, you guys are too kind, man. Honestly, you guys are too kind, but I can't lie, this is crazy. This is mad. And listen, like, Slammiversary was not just the best night of my life. It was the biggest night in TNA wrestling history. And somehow, someway, I managed to walk out your new X Division champion. And not only that, hey, let's save the big cheer for this one, innit? Not only that, I walked out the youngest X Division champion of all time, you get me? Don't get me wrong, man, it was a struggle. I had to go through one of the best in the world in boots. And although that beef was crazy beforehand, once the match was done, once the dust had settled, he took this belt and he strapped it around my waist like a real man, and that's respect. But listen, if we're talking about respect, if we're talking about one of the best in the world, there's one other man I'd like to talk about. And that's the phenomenal one, AJ Styles! Yeah! Man, I wish I could describe to you lot what that moment felt like, but I think you saw it. I was jumping around, I was running around, I was like a kid at Christmas. When the music hit and he said, let's get ready to fly, I was ready to fly. But not only did AJ come down to the ring and shake my hand, he looked me in the eyes and he said, congratulations, kid. And that right there, that's the history. And, you know, I like to think of myself as a little bit of a record breaker, a little bit of a moment maker. And not only that, I'm trying to make some history of my own. So as long as I've got this belt, I'm bringing the X Division back to its roots. When this division was about speed, when this division was about innovation, about athleticism, agility, back when man like AJ Styles ran this thing, back when man like Alex Shelley ran this thing, back when man like Chris Sabin ran this thing, man like Christopher Daniels, man like Samoa Joe, man like Amazing Red ran this thing. And now I carry that legacy on my shoulders. And if I can promise you all one thing, I promise I'm gonna make this reign a special one. Hey, but I can't forget, man, if we're talking about roots, we talk about history, we talk about legacy. There's only two people that I really want to give the big up. And that's Matt, that's Jeff, that's the hardest. They didn't just pave the way for me, they paved the way for our whole locker room, our whole business. So Matt, Jeff, if you have a moment, I'd love for you to join me right now.
That Hardy's happy to oblige.
Wonderful! Matt and Jeff Hardy capture their fourth TNA World Tag Team Championship with a 4-team ladder match. started throwing out the potential challenge for Bound for Glory for one last match. I hope that happens, but right now, set of new champions here. They have also mentored, taken Leon Slater under their wings, and led him to a lot of the success he's had in TNA. Oh yeah, I love to hear it. Leon, congratulations, my man. What you did at Slammiversary is the start of what is going to be a very special run. And speaking of special, there's a special energy in this building tonight. Can you feel it? There's a special energy happening at TNA right now. And I got to tell you, to be here with my brother as the TNA World Tag Team Champions for the 4th time, along with our son, the new X Division champion, Leon Slater, and to be here in front of all of you die-hardy, rabid TNA fan base. You and this energy is the fuel of the train moving full steam ahead, deleting anything in its path. Yeah, and this is not just the Hardy train. This is the Hardy Soul Train. And this connection, this combination here, us, you all at home, we're gonna keep choo-choo and chugging until the wheels fall off. I guarantee you the Hardys are not the only ones who feel that way. Here comes the reigning TNA International Champion, Bulletproof Steve Macklin. He's been here representing the championship, still home right here in TNA Wrestling. Macklin's got to be frustrated after the bout with 4th row on the countdown to Slammiversary alongside Jay Something and Vance Porter. I was listening in the back, and I feel the energy, but I have to get this off my chest. I am not happy with what happened at Slammiversary. We have outsiders coming into this company who do not belong. And now we have our world championships from people who don't even work here. But what I look at standing in front of me in this TNA ring is real TNA champions. I see a 20-year-old phenom, the youngest X Division champion in this company's history. You get me? And then I look at you two. I see my peers. I see my mentors. I see my heroes. And most of all, I see the greatest tag team of all time. And then, well, you got me. You got a grunt who never thought he was going to make it home, let alone become a world champion and the first and still TNA International Champion. We put our blood, our sweat, and our tears into this place because we believed in it. It believed in us back. Hell, all of you believed in us. So now it is on us, on all of us, to hold the line, to draw our line in the sand and make a declaration. So to anyone that is out there listening, whether it is in our locker room or around the world, if you dare to step up, beware. Because this is my home, my family, my TNA, our TNA. So whoever dares to step up, you better be ready for a damn war.
a war that TNA will refuse to lose. Now this is what real TNA champions look like. I mentioned the issues that Macklin had on the countdown to Slammiversary with Jake something and Max Warner. They've been eyeing that international title. They'll clash in a no DQ match next live.
We're about to be back live.
We are back live on TNA Impact with more of the aftermath from Slammiversary.
The following is a no disqualification match. Introducing first, coming into the ring by Steph Delander from Buckshore, Tennessee, weighing in at 220 pounds, Ben
That's Sunday the countdown to Slammiversary, which we walk back into time on demand. But Steve Macklin, the international champion of the Salt Lake City, Jace something advanced war battle, broke real one, Silver Fox 2, and Josh Bishop. Now that inadvertent contact there by Vance Warner to Jace something, opening it up for real one to hit Keith's feet on full rope, picked up the victory on the countdown to Slammiversary. So tonight, it's Warner versus Jace something in a no disqualifications match.
and his opponent.
Not even wasting 1 second. I mean, it is no disqualification. These guys wasting no time.
No countouts, no disqualifications. First meeting in pinfall submission in the ring is the winner. Jake something in pursuit of gets Warner. And Warner lashing out with a trash can. May I remind you what Warner's capable of in a no disqualifications environment. Look up Barbed Wire Massacre Circle Unbreakable 2025 back in April on TNA Plus.
No kidding. And let's not forget, in the weeks leading up to Slammiversary, Mance Warner, Jake something, and of course, the international champion Steve Macklin. These guys were tearing each other apart backstage out here, leading to the triple threat match they ultimately had. These guys have been going at each other's throats for weeks, so this is culminating here.
And while something, Warner and Macklin teamed up at Slammiversary, all three of the men have been tearing each other apart for the international championship.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Steph Delander is out here just filling the ring with steel chairs for Mance Warner, for her man.
She knows how her fiance can operate in this type of environment.
Jake something, man, whose forearms and elbows are already, oh my God, certified weapons. Put him in a no DQ environment. Jake something looking to take off here.
Oh, look out. Oh, the steel chair. Warner attacking something.
Right outside the traps in the neck of Jake something as he was taken to the sky.
Oh. That shot was loud.
Four real, true TNA champions in the X Division champion Leon Slater, the tag team champions, the Hardys, and the aforementioned international champion Steve Macklin. Plenty of motivation coming off of the incredibly successful Slammiversary pay-per-view this past Sunday.
No doubt about it. As far as these two men right here, they have to still have their eyes on the international championship. You know that much.
Levels Warner. I can tell you, every member of the TNA wrestling family is feeling the momentum coming on from Slammiversary. Every possible metric either broke a record or set a record in some capacity this Sunday at Slammiversary. So now Powerbomb trying to win this thing. Oh, and Mance Warner got the left shoulder up in time, plus the return of AJ Styles to TNA Wrestling for the first time in over 11 years since Slammiversary changed everything.
Lit a fire under absolutely everyone.
We are, of course, on the path to Bound for Glory now as of Slammiversary. The next time we'll be live on TNA Plus 3 weeks from tomorrow. Thanks for Maryland out of Merchant. Stay on the path to Bound for Glory. Victory Road runs to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The final stop on the way to Bound for Glory will be in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You can get your ticket information now at TNAWrestling.com.
And Steph Delander now coming into play. Grabbing the foot of Jake something on the top rope, opening the window for Mance Warner to take advantage.
Oh, look out below! Superplex into the chairs!
Spine-tingling superplex through the steel. my Warner! Shake something on his shoulder up!
How? I don't know. Take another look at this. From the very top, through the steel. But somehow, Jake something is still in this one.
Bloodthirsty lot here in Kingston, Rhode Island.
No doubt.
TNA Impact. This is the Impact After Slam. Seth the Lander has a sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer and a smooch. That's one way to spend a Thursday night.
Psychopath with a sledgehammer.
Almost caved in the skull and
Oh, Jake something punched right through the chair. I think that just ticked off Jake something.
Something now going to the outside. What's going through his mind? Oh no. Oh no. Nothing good comes from a little black bag.
Thumbtacks on the floor.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh my God, he's going for a choke slam into the thumbtacks.
Warner thankfully fighting him off.
Oh. Remember, this is a no-disqualifications match. Match can only end inside the ring via pinfall or submission.
What is going on? What is it?
Oh my God. Oh! And go into the tax.
Good God! What a sticking in the arm of Jake something even. Take another look. The belly to back suplex right into the thumbtacks.
Somewhere the TNA Hall of Famer Abyss is smiling. And right on cue, the Black Hole Slam comes in into the void. Jake something reads me corner.
Here is your winner, Jayne Something.
Fast, furious, and full of brutality. Something comes out the victor.
Still to come tonight, Hendry and Santana, the Green Hands and Myers and Cardona. But up next, we'll hear from the double champion, Jacy Jayne, in the Impact Zone. Live.
Watching in between these commercial breaks, watching the ring crew clean up the ring is a lot of fun watching. I feel like I'm seeing something I'm not supposed to see. Pretty cool watching it. It's something the live crowd gets to see. Usually as a home viewer, you don't get to see this kind of stuff. So something pretty cool that they've added to the commercial break to the TNA Plus subscribers. And we
Earlier this week, Santana confronted Ethan Page on NXT.
This title should be held by somebody with dignity, honor, class, pride. But you have none of those things. But you know who has some of those things? Myself. I'll see you next week.
It's been made official. Santino Marella looks to lead by example. Challenging campaign for the NXT North American Championship. This coming Tuesday night live on NXT.
The DOA may seek to take some NXT gold, but this woman right here has taken some of ours.
This past Tuesday night, Jacy Jayne was playing the Champions Rise Women's Wrestling.
Hello, TNA! Everyone take a good hard look at your new TNA Knockouts World Champion, me! All I want to know is, why is everybody so shocked? A woman from the deepest women's division in all of professional wrestling came here to TNA and took out your unstoppable, your unbeatable, your precious little Masha Slamovich. And when you look at this TNA Knockouts World Champion, you think of TNA Hall of Famers. People like Gail Kim, Mickie James, Awesome Kong, the beautiful people. Hell, I'll even put Jordan Grace into the mix. But I'm here to change the course of history. Going forward, when you look at this championship, you will think of Jacy Jayne. Not only is my reign already historic, but I'm going to make damn sure that it is also epic. And by no means is than a knock on this women's division because there are some extremely talented women in the back. But the problem with them is they are all over the place. I mean, you have a woman who calls herself the undeniable diamond, but she gets suspended every other month. You have the elegant Fran, who is anything but elegant. You have Rosemary and Victoria Crawford, who both need to be locked away in an insane asylum. Sia Brookside, who looks like she's more ready for a music festival than she is to compete inside that squared circle. Sia Lee, oh good Lord, Sia Lee. Pro tip for you, honey, please just stick to MMA. And then my favorite, can't forget my favorite, a woman who calls herself the Knockout, but has done nothing of relevancy, especially when I'm the one holding the gold. So take this picture in of your double champion because everybody, when they watch me, they know that I am at the top of my game. And I'm going to be holding on to this TNA World Championship for a very, very long time. Because Jacy Jayne, well, I always get the last laugh.
Emphatic words from our historic double champion, Jacy Jayne.
Well, this past Sunday, Slammiversary was presented in part by A-Game, the official hydration partner of TNA Wrestling. A-Game, the ultimate hydration drink, delivering clean, functional hydration with natural sea salt for electrolytes, no artificial dyes or artificial sweeteners, 8 essential vitamins sweetened with natural ingredients and honey. A-Game, the official hydration partner of TNA Wrestling. Use promo code TNA15 for 15% off your order at shopagame.com.
From a little bit of A-Game to what, in my opinion, is the A-Team here in TNA Wrestling.
Following tag team matches scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Masha Slamovich, representing Order 4, the Great Hands.
Earlier on tonight, we saw a melee between Order 4 and the System as we open up this live edition of TNA Impact. The next Santana famous impromptu matchup. Jason Potts and John Schuyler of Order 4 against Ryan Myers and his longtime friend, Matt Cardona.
And their opponent, first, accompanied to the ring by Alicia Edwards, representing the System, from Bayside, New York, Brian Myers. And his tag team partner from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds, the complete Matt Cardona.
These two, not just long-time friends, not only that, no, but tag team partners for many, many years. They've won championships together all over the world and are reunited here tonight live on Impact.
It has been over 2 years since Matt Cardona and Brian Myers teamed up in a conventional 2-on-2 tag team matchup. They teamed together, obviously, this past Sunday at Slammiversary live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus to defeat NXT's Dark State. The System stood side by side with Cardona. Earlier on tonight, the System told Santana Morella, hey, if you need soldiers in this battle to reclaim our world championship, the system is offering their services in that Cardona after the melee between Order 4 and the system told Brian Myers and company, I'll stand by your side like I did at Slammiversary.
Here they are living up to that, but contending with Order 4, who after Slammiversary themselves,
Great combo. Here's the cover kick out by Hodge.
seem to be stronger than ever. Mustafa Ali able to put Cedric Alexander in the rear view.
Brian Myers sporting the red and yellow tonight. Myers trying to end this thing, looking for the spear, and there goes Hodge, diving out of the ring.
Smart move.
Well, now there's the rest of Order 4. Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steele. Steele who played an instrumental part in Ali defeating Cedric Alexander at Slammiversary. They created a strategy of the great hands.
Tasha Steele proving her worth over and over and over.
Tag made. John Schuyler tags him, Jason Hodge.
They did a great job with isolating Brian Myers here. Great hands. They can get a win over here. Like I said, many times tag team champions around the world. That'll raise their stuff. Big time.
2 from 1 from Myers.
Myers able to quickly get out of the blocks there.
And a tag made. Here comes a complete Matt Cardona. Whether you know them as the Eggheads or the major players, Cardona and Myers, a well-oiled machine as tag team partners.
Got about it, Cardona.
Oh, wait a minute, looking for the unpretty her. Shout out Chelsea Green. Oh, it's broken up by Hodge.
Now this one starting to break down all over the place.
Oh, and Hodge and Myers to the outside. I leave Schuyler and Cardona on the inside.
Could it be time?
Oh, Ali trying to get involved in this match. There's Tasha Steele dealing with Alicia Edwards.
This thing is getting absolutely nuts. Breaking down all over the place. Absolute chaos.
These two were tag team partners last year.
Wait a minute.
Who the hell is that? Oh, down goes Cardona.
That guy is huge.
The largest member of Ali's Secret Service we've ever seen. Cardona and Myers.
You are your winners, the Great Hands!
With the intervention of that humongous Secret Service agent, the Great Hands get a huge win here tonight.
Mustafa Ali feels confident that Order 4 is the dominant faction in TNA Wrestling. Statement made tonight. Well, coming up next, it's our main event. Fallout for the main event of Slammiversary. The first time ever. Joe Hendry versus Santana. It's next, live on Impact.
It's 8:33, 9:33. Match could be over 30 minutes long if they. And for the first time tonight, there's a "We'll be right back" on the screen. But they went back to a live shot of the arena. we'll be right back. It's back on the screen. And we're back to the live shot again. This guy that amps up the crowd. Hey, what's up, Johnson? What's going on? We're during a commercial break. They're showing a live shot of the arena on TNA Plus. There's some guys hyping the crowd up around the ringside. What's your remarks on Hulk Hogan's death? Pretty crazy to lose two legends like that on the same week, huh? Kaz is coming down to the ring right now. Looks like Kaz is probably going to join commentary. Kaz is getting some pretty freaking heat. Kaz is getting some major heat from the crowd right now. Looks like he's probably going to sit down in commentary. He's chucking everybody's water bottles off the commentary table.
Welcome back live to TNA Impact. We're moments away from our main event. Mike Santana up against Hendry, and we have unfortunately been joined here on commentary like we were. The main event of Slammiversary. Frankie Kazarian is back out there.
It's like the Todd Gilliamy days, boys. Here we are.
So glad you're back out.
You are glad, yes.
You gotta get Frankie. Even you've gone too far. You lost me. I can't stand it. Get him out of here.
What?
Frankie, one step over the line. Thank you.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Get the scum of TNA out of here.
Had to be done.
Well, right now we're set for our main event.
Frankie Kazarian out.
The main event of Slammiversary.
Next TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
It all looked like it was lining up for Mike Santana to finally capture the TNA World Championship. But it was sparkling at home for Santana as he also gas by Trick Williams.
No doubt about it. I'm still worked up. I'm the biggest Frankie Kazarian fan But as part of that match, he got involved and possibly played into the fact that the TNA World Championship did not come home. That has ticked off this man as well as this man.
Believe in Joe Hendry. Believe in Joe Hendry.
And his opponents, from nothing, weighing in at 252 pounds, facing Weasel
Joe
Hendry.
Earlier on tonight, Mike Santana refused to comment on Slamovich's. We have yet to hear from Joe Hendry. Hendry was pursuing his redemption at Slammiversary. The involvement of Frankie Kazarian and the tactics of Chuck Williams ruined that opportunity for the global phenomenon.
Joe Hendry. That night was supposed to be its own culmination, just like it was for Mike Santana, but it was for neither one of them. Now they punch forward.
Both these men look to rebound after Slammiversary. It's Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana in our main event, live next.
So Kaz came out. He went to one side of the ring and Joe Hendry stopped him from going back to the commentary table. He went to the other side of the ring and Mike Santana stopped him from going to the commentary table. Now security's walking him back up the ramp. They're just doing this to buy time for the commercial break, but it's still a little entertaining skit. And right now, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana are standing on the ramp. So if they came back, they'd have to acknowledge what happened with Kaz. But I figured they'd get back in the ring and be right where we left them when we left for commercial break. Mike Santana's in the ring. They're both in the ring. They're face to face. I'm guessing any second now they're coming back to. Screen's black. They're probably about to be live in a few milliseconds. And they are live.
We are back live on TNA Impact. This is our main event. For the first time ever, one-on-one, it's Mike Santana versus Joe Hendry in the wake of Slamiversary. The main event saw the TNA World Champion NXT's Trick Williams escape with the title against Hendry and Santana.
Joe Hendry offers a handshake.
Two men, you could argue, represent the very heartbeat of the current form of TNA wrestling, both suffering heartbreak at Slamiversary.
There was heartbreak at home for Mike Santana in New York at Slamiversary. It seemed like the perfect conclusion on his path of purpose to the TNA World Championship. Meanwhile, Joe Hendry was trying to redeem himself after losing our TNA World Championship to an outside Trick Williams of all people from NXT.
Obvious frustrations, of course, resulting from that. But at the same time, there is no going backwards in pro wrestling. There's only your next match. There's only your next win or loss. There's only forward.
It makes sense, Ray Walt, you would know better than I as a competitor that earlier on tonight, Mike Santana refused to comment on this. I understand Joe Hendry declined the opportunity to be interviewed this evening live on Impact. These two want to express themselves in the ring.
Yeah, sometimes the age-old adage is true. Actions speak louder than words. In a huge victory against two of the top contenders in this company, live on Impact in the main event, speaks volumes to whoever wants to challenge once again for that TNA World Championship.
Think about how inspired both these men had to feel throughout the night at Slamiversary. It marked the return of AJ Styles to TNA Wrestling for the first time in over 11 years. They saw Leon Slater become the youngest X Division champion of all time. The Hardys ascend to their fourth TNA World Tag Team Championship. Real TNA champions. That's what they wanted to be. But it was oh so close in the main event.
Exactly those three letters that these men compete for, that they believe in. Pun intended there for one Joe Hendry. But like I said, it is ultimately about the next step. You can't look back. Not in this sport. You can't do it. You got to look ahead. You got to look to getting back to that mountaintop.
Shoulders down, Santana, able to stay in it. This past weekend, Slamiversary. Breaking records set 12 years ago. Every possible metric was up. Every record shattered. Tremendous TNA wrestling behind the scenes, but still inside the ring. That's what Santana and Hendry are focused on. About proving they can get back to a TNA World title shot.
Here we go.
Now, after Slamiversary, that field, you have to imagine, given the heightened emotions.
Mike Santana versus Joe Hendry has a big match feel to it.
That field is thicker than ever. I mean, we've already seen Moose put his eye on the prize. These two, of course, want to get back to that mountaintop. Mustafa Ali has desires to be TNA World Champion. The field and the line grows longer and longer. Santana
Shoulder lock.
Santana and Hendry matching each other here in the early stages of this matchup. Down goes the realist, down goes the global phenomenon.
Back and forth here.
Thought about spin the block there. Then Mike Santana. Shoulders down on Hendry. Kicked at it too. And down goes Hendry. Santana with a senton. Santana and Hendry looking to move forward after Slamiversary. This main event matchup continues live on Impact.
top.
And we are watching two of the very best that TNA has to offer go mano a mano in the wake of an absolutely unreal TNA Slammiversary last weekend.
Kick right to the chin there by Santana. Very evenly matched thus far between these two pillars of TNA wrestling.
Here we go, Santana. Busting this out a tribute to the late and incredibly great Eddie Guerrero.
And three amigos by Santana. Looks for the cover, shoulders down, kick out by Hendry.
Lifelong inspiration for Mike Santana.
On a night that Hulk Hogan died, they're chanting Eddie.
Trying to get back on track following Slammiversary.
Question is, can they mentally refocus? Man, it's so enraging of Slammiversary. It has to rattle even the toughest of cages. I mean, we saw Mike Santana earlier tonight had no desire to even field any questions. You mentioned Joe Hendry, the same.
Pressing the shoulders down, kick out by Hendry. We heard from the reigning TNA World Champion NXT's Trick Williams to take off the broadcast alongside Vince Glass. Seeing Trick Williams floating on the stage to make these two sick.
Trick Williams, no doubt about it, feeling on top of the world. Santana slowing Joe Hendry down. Kevin's had a firm control of Joe Hendry for the last several minutes.
Big forearm shiver there.
Maybe a couple more amigos for Wayne.
Counter by Joe Hendry.
No more, says Hendry.
You can never count out Joe Hendry. That iron will, that resolve to push forward.
Not just the crowd, not just the people who believe. It's Joe Hendry who's had to believe in himself. But will it be enough in this main event?
Spine first into the turnbuckles, kicked out by Santana. And now it's Hendry slowing down the pace here against Santana.
Trying to lock in both the arm and the chin. Tying up Santana, but Santana finding his way back to the vertical base.
Off the rope, Santana on the move, ducks underneath. Joe Hendry cuts him down with a back elbow.
Get it done here, though.
Looking for the victory. Santana pops out at two.
Hendry looking for a way to retake even more control in this main event matchup. What does Hendry have to do?
We are live here on TNA Impact in Kingston, Rhode Island. This is our main event. Joe Hendry one-on-one with Mike Santana for the first time ever. Both these men trying to rebound from Slammiversary this past Sunday.
Huge main event here tonight on Impact. These two men jockeying to once again be at the top of the mountain on TNA Wrestling.
Santana suffered heartbreak in his home of New York. Could not walk away with the TNA World Championship due to the involvement of Frankie Kazarian and Trick Williams' antics. Hendry could not redeem himself after losing the TNA World Championship months ago to Williams.
Meanwhile, Trick Williams obviously feeling very proud of himself.
He's going for the rolling buck 50.
And quite frankly, counter by Hendry. You can't blame him. As much as we might hate it, Trick Williams in just this week alone has been on TNA Slammiversary. Brought the title up to Monday Night Raw, confronted The Undertaker on NXT, and is now here on TNA once again. He's taken the title all over the world.
This is our main event tonight, live on Impact. This has been made official for next week. Santana Masha Slamovich gets a contractual rematch from Slammiversary for the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Jacy, Jayne. Also, Moose in the System will face the TNA World Champion Trick Williams, and First Class in a six-man tag team matchup. Also,
Hendry once again looks to the people. Looks for the lead to get the job done here tonight.
Hendry's looking for it. Time for the standing ovation. Santana felt it coming. Oh, an Olympic slam! Jayne to the TNA Hall of Famer, Kurt Angle. Oh, the kick out by Santana.
Nearly enough there, though. 2.9 on that one. Santana gets worn down.
Santana on the move. Oh, the front powerbomb by Hendry.
Wherewithal from Hendry here.
Put on the catcher by Hendry. It's the AA. Here's the cover. Santana is still alive.
You can almost see it in Hendry's eyes in his face. The heartbreaking comeback of Slammiversary, and now struggling to put Mike Santana away here. Hendry has had a hard time getting back into the swing of things.
Embracing the struggle and the grind for over 12 years. Welcome to the TNA World Championship earlier on this year. Now it's standing over to Mike Santana as the counter.
Santana shares that same resolve, that same grind.
Hold on. Santana gets the rolling block. Dives into the cover. There's emergency here. Hendry on it too.
Santana, he's there slowing down. Heading right to the sky.
Hendry powers at it too.
Both men in this one dropping A-bombs left and right, but they keep coming.
We're at 9:58 right
Take
now.
another look back at this.
9:58.
The Bobby splash from the top rope, but Hendry staying alive in this matchup.
Back to live action. Mike Santana's called for spin the block. The SCB. Hendry able to block. Forearm shiver by Santana.
Uppercut.
Cut by Hendry. Look at these two go.
Back and forth here. Who or what is going to give?
Well, now Santana. Regular cover. Does he have him here? Now Hendry. Rolling over. Nearly at Santana.
Great counter wrestling here. Back and forth.
Well, almost at
Shoulders down. Kick out by
it's
Santana.
9:59 right now.
Who's got that extra second?
Cover. Hendry's still in this thing.
Oh my God, one more. They keep going.
We're at the razor's edge here. Hold on. Cover. Santana's beating Hendry.
Santana wins.
After an incredible exchange in the home stretch there, even Santana almost wasn't sure if it was three. But sure enough, Santana walks out a victor.
Take a look back here at the conclusion of this matchup. This was so close. It really felt like it could have gone either way. Joe Hendry and Mike Santana back and forth. But in the end, Mike Santana scoring a huge victory
Slamovich. Another heartbreak for Joe Hendry. The question remains, where does he go from here? But there is no doubt in anyone's mind that these two right here, whether they like each other or not, are two of the best TNA wrestling has to offer. What a sign of respect. We are on the path to Bound for Glory. But you better believe that the TNA World Championship is still on Mike Santana's path of purpose. Thank you for joining us tonight, live for TNA Impact.
Geared for Bound for Glory, Mike Santana versus Trick Williams for the World Heavyweight title. I think it'll be Mike Santana beating Trick Williams for the world title at Bound for Glory. I cannot wait. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's stream, and I'm out. Peace.